When my homophobic Russian roommate pushed too far, I turned a linguistic misunderstanding and some very specific art into his eviction notice. Alright, so for some background, I, 22M, moved into a student dorm a few months ago. Our shared living space always houses 4 people. About a month ago, on October 1st, one of our roommates moved out and my boyfriend, 21M, moved in. Our other 2 roommates were what I'd call cool Russian and homophobic Russian. Before my boyfriend officially moved in, we had a conversation with both cool Russian and homophobic Russian. There was, however, a crucial language barrier. In German, we live in Germany, there's essentially one word for both friend and boyfriend. This meant homophobic Russian genuinely didn't realize my partner and I were gay and a couple. Cool Russian, of course, knew language barrier or not. He's not stupid and could, see us. Anyway, after my boyfriend settled in, he put up his rainbow flag outside his bedroom door. The very next day, less than 14 hours after he moved in, I received my first ever message from homophobic Russian despite having lived there for 3 months. He told me I should tell my boyfriend to take the flag down because, as he put it, I don't want to see that every time I wake up in the morning. And if you really support that sort of thing, you can do it in your own room. This led to several heated arguments where we clarified that yes, we were indeed gay. Homophobic Russian then declared he'd move out as soon as possible, and my boyfriend, wanting to de-escalate, took the flag down. However, it quickly became clear that he wasn't really in a hurry to move out, certainly not fast enough for my taste. Plus, I wasn't about to just let him win by getting rid of all our obvious gay stuff so he could feel comfortable. But I'm a petty bitch and I had a secret weapon up my sleeve. One of my best friends happens to be Russian, and over the years he's shown me a LOT of old Russian media and popular movies, and I own paper and pencils, so I immediately went to work, drawing gay fan art of my favorite characters from those old Russian films and demonstratively taping them to the outside of my bedroom door, complete with suggestive homoerotic quotes from the films, all written in Russian, and oh boy was he mad. Eventually he threatened to rip them off and throw them away. When I still didn't take them down, he actually made good on his threat. Except, of course, after his initial warning. I had taken the precaution of replacing the original drawings with copies. True to his word, he ripped the pictures off my door and angrily stormed out of the flat, heading straight for the trash cans. This, as it turned out, was a very stupid move on his part. I was right behind him, having anticipated his move, and quickly alerted several people. They all witnessed him, committing a clear act of theft and property damage. They stopped him and forced him to give me back my pictures, which I, of course, promptly put right back on my door. And wouldn't you know it, this kind of behavior is exactly the sort of thing that gets you kicked out of a dorm. So I can proudly inform you that he moved out on October 31st. A few additional amusing details about the whole saga. When cool Russian saw my drawings, he laughed and said we should watch those movies together sometime. Homophobic Russian fundamentally did not believe me when I told him I was a fan of these movies and was learning to speak Russian. He apparently convinced himself that within the span of about 5 days, I had somehow Googled old Russian movies and learned Russian cursive purely to torture him. Also, he kept ranting and cursing very loudly in Russian, completely unaware that I could absolutely understand what he was saying. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the story. Sorry if the writing quality isn't amazing. I've never written such a long post on Reddit since nothing interesting enough has ever really happened to me. Also, I did post my fan art online, so if you want to see it, it's here. OP's use of gay Russian fan art as a weapon against homophobia was undeniably effective. But when dealing with such blatant prejudice, where do you draw the line between clever retaliation and going too far?